Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Already Friday. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great week. Delighted to spend some time with you, talking to you about you and your business. And I think we're going to talk a lot about a lot of different things. I do want to mention tomorrow, later today, they begin the Second Amendment Foundation event here in Houston, Texas. Go to saf.org to get more information. I'll be speaking on the media bias panel on Sunday, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to actually provide some surprises. I'm no longer providing the conventional wisdom of how to push against media bias, but I'm going to take some chapters out of Hardcore Radicals' approach to dealing with things they don't like, because, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So if you expect people who are ideologically opposed to you to be persuaded by your kindness, you are very naive. So I'm going to talk about different approaches we got to take to combat media bias. I almost said violence, but we'll leave that to me. No, I'm just joking. But anyway, learn more about that, saf.org. But right now, this segment, I'm going to talk a little bit about Inc. 500 companies. And we've got one here today that is a solopreneur that has really very interesting in that his organization primarily deals with mid-market companies, $50 to $500 million in revenue. Shawn Casemore is his name. Shawn, welcome to the program. How are you today?
Great, Kevin. Thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, kind of give us your elevator speech real quick.
Well, sure. I've, for the past 4 years, been out on my own with subcontractors as needed, working with, as you said, mid-market companies and helping them to really improve business performance and improve profitability.
Okay. And you're from Canada, I can gather already. Hey, I'm looking at the website. You are from Canada. We like to guess where people are from on the show. So you made this pretty easy. So, but your clients, I assume, are all over the place.
Yeah, they are. I travel around mostly across North America. Some clients in Canada and some down in the United States. And
you're a solopreneur.
Yeah, I've spent years working in Fortune 500 companies. Magna International, Arvind Meritor, and a variety of others, and really decided to venture out on my own. I reached a point where I felt I had learned as much as I could and really wanted to take that and help other organizations because, from the C level, if you will, that we're going to be speaking about today, things are not always as they appear at the ground level, and I felt that I could understand what was going on at the ground level as well as help organizations make those improvements necessary to really create the results they desired.
Yeah. So typically, how many clients do you have actively at any one time?
Well, I guess it really depends. If I look at currently, I've got about 6 actually active all at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And is being a solopreneur by design? Is that the way you want to stay, or how do you envision that?
I'll be frank with you. It was my original intent and still my intent today to stay in that manner. I spent, I guess, about 13 of 17 years managing individuals from the smallest team of 5 up to about 30 unionized, non-unionized environments, and I felt I'd done enough of that. So being a solopreneur, I guide my time. I decide where it's going to be spent, and I don't have to worry about managing staff. But as things grow, I can bring in subcontractors, but the future, who knows? Might end up having a small firm here in the near future, the way things are going.
Tell us about exactly the type of things you do for these companies.
Well, specifically, it kind of falls into a few different buckets, starting with business process design and streamlining. So anything from your typical, Kaizen event, a lean application to increase the efficiency of processes and deliver value to the customer, all the way to the flip side of leadership development and coaching at different levels of the organization. So it kind of spans. I place it under the umbrella of operations. So what I call is really operational improvement or operational performance is what I term.
Okay. And typically, how do your clients find you?
Is that a loaded question? They hate me. No, I'm just kidding.
They shun you, but you keep stalking them until they give in.
Yeah. Some of the things we'll be talking about today, I would say, to be quite frank with you, and I've only been in business 4 years. I've probably got about a 50% repeat business ratio with my clients. But then again, some of that is immediate. One project leads to the next. Other times one project ceases, and, it might be a year before you get a call back. But it really is, about providing value, number one, and having relationships where people know that they can trust you and you're responsive, number two. Those are, to me, the two critical things in what I do.
Mid-market companies can be as difficult to reach as Fortune 500 companies because, for one thing, they're hungrier than those companies tend to be, it seems. So what is how do you begin engagement with these companies?
Well, to be frank with you, as most people, I do a lot of networking. A lot of my current clients refer me to other people that they know. I mean, if you look at people in the C-suite, whether they're a vice president of operations or a general manager, plant manager, you name it, they've all got peers at their level. So, if you perform well, and you are forthright in asking, they'll typically offer you a reference to someone they know you might be able to help. Some of that works out short term, some doesn't, but then oftentimes long term it comes around. So it's between networking and referrals from existing clients is really how I built my business from the ground up.
Mm-hmm. And so how's your business in 2013?
It's been fantastic. We're revenue-wise are going to be double last year, but again, being new, to be honest, I just keep trying to grow the business. And the biggest challenge I find is, as most do in my position, it's really balancing execution of project work, completion of project work, as well as the marketing side of business, getting out, meeting people. I do a lot of writing, a lot of speaking just to get the word out there. It really is about letting people know you're available and what you do and going from there.
Where does your writing show up?
Well, I write on a lot of topics that, circle in my area. So anything from employee engagement and leadership all the way to business strategy formulation and deployment. And they've been published all over the place. So in Canada, for example, Globe and Mail is the largest national newspaper in Canada, published fairly frequently there. In the United States, I'm a monthly contributor to the, I think it's called Target Online, which is the American Association of Manufacturing Excellence. I also publish for CFO Magazine. There really are dozens, but again, it's just a method of getting your word out there, letting people know your ideas, your thoughts, and sometimes that creates a connection that'll develop into a meeting and going from there.
What percentage of your clientele are in Canada?
I would say right now, I'm going to say 65% of my clients, but again, it varies. I might. I'm working with some companies in the United States where that may grow, and, we could be talking 3 months from now, and I could flip to 65% of the U.S. So it fluctuates depending on the projects and the clients and the work that I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. So you're in Owen Sound, Ontario. So how far is that from Windsor, for example? Well,
and let me give you a better landmark. Most people know where Toronto is. I'm 2 hours north of Toronto. But what I tell people when they say, wow, that's a little bit remote, what I tell them is I sleep in Owen Sound on weekends. The rest of the time I'm either working from my office in the airplane or in the car.
So you're about 4 hours, maybe 5 from Windsor.
About 4 hours from Windsor, yeah.
Yeah. I grew up just north of Canada in Detroit. So.
Yeah, you know exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, that's interesting. Well, interesting topic, interesting conversation, learning more about you, and appreciate you spending time telling us about it. How do we get more information about you?
Well, you can, of course, visit my website, www.casemoreandco.com. So that's CasemoreAndco.com, and there'll be new websites about to launch in about a month and a half's time. You can sign up for my newsletter if you want to keep in touch. Every 2 weeks, I'll send out tips and videos on ideas for executives and business owners to help them improve their business. And I'm everywhere else. If you Google my name, you'll find me on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it. I think I'm up to about 20 pages in Google right now. So.
Cool. Very good. All right. Thanks for being with us. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. You're listening to The Price of Business.